Alright, this was the place that, overcharged electricity. Is this a normal zone? Right, this is the highway destination. So this is just like, electricity is bad, can hurt me more. Okay. This isn't so bad. Electricity sucks. One anchor is not great. Let's go to the Adra. Dodge some of these bad lightning hazards, hopefully. Jeez. They're really getting obstructive. This thing's constantly zoomed in when I don't mean it for it to be, and so I think it's just because I'm like, it's like not done deselecting, and then I end up right-clicking to move. I kind of prefer... I'm hitting a point where I kind of prefer these acid zones we're going into, just because I'm so tired of electrical hazards. In particular, the way that they follow you. But I think this one might not have any electrical hunters in it. It might exclusively just be these visitors, which may or may not be pursuers. Although in zones like this, there's often a visitor inside the building. Yes! Oh my goodness. I'm getting a weird in-between value. The game so consistently hits me with 5 or 2.5. And I'm getting like 3-point stuff as I walk around in here. Interesting to be on like the gradients of the borders of these things, I guess. No, he's here! But I'm done already, so fuck you. No, thank you. As he roams, he's gonna detonate all of the visitors. I'd rather not be here when that happens. Okay, that was just a light on the that was pointing at the floor. I thought that area was electrified somehow, but I couldn't see the hazard itself. Nope. I can still turn here. Don't think I want to go up to the towers. Those towers were an important plot destination, but nowadays they're just still lit up, even though they don't matter. And I don't think they do anything interesting for me right now. It's a bummer that this area just does not have anchors in it. Nope. I'm angry at... Uh-oh. Okay, this is surprisingly disconnected right now. Okay, it's not really arcing to me. That's surprising. Reassess? Okay. At least it's flattened out off-road, because oh my goodness, the roads are unusable here. They're completely covered in electrical hazards. Just everywhere you go. I have all-terrain tires, so I'm surprised I'm getting constant reminders that this is bad terrain. Granted, I would not be driving this... not the electrical bunnies. I would not drive this fast in real life on any kind of cobbles this big, so fair enough. Interesting, the AI on this thing seems to specifically get in front of you. It seems to intentionally head you off. It reminds me of the funny distraction mini games that are peppered throughout Wind Waker. When you're doing your long distance cruising. Not the gay kind. Maybe the gay kind. But the, as you're just driving along, as you're flying along, sailing along on the King of Red Lions, also not the furry kind, but maybe the furry kind. Just random distraction, theme park attractions just start fucking popping up in front of you while you're sailing. because they got self-conscious of like how boring it is to sail in that game. They're like, here's a fun distraction. Try to hit these whirlpools or dodge them or whatever. I'm of the opinion that Wind Waker's not that good of a game. Like, it's a Zelda game, so like they're fine. They're all fine. I have to caveat that whenever I criticize Zelda games. Almost none of them are bad, except maybe the new one. the Wisdom game, which I wanted to like. I'm like, yay, a Zelda game, and oh, she's gonna have interesting puzzle gameplay of some kind, but they gave up on their basic premise and they were cowardly in their design of Echoes of Wisdom, and I think it's a bad game, just kind of inexcusably bad. Well, the excuse is that it's made for babies. It's just they're just like games made for small children, so that they can't give you, like, as somebody who likes games like Pyre and Pathologic and even stuff like this, like, I'm ready for consequences, and for games to ask something of me and punish me for not being able to keep up with it. Echoes of Wisdom bums me out, because that's a game where you have summons and things, but there's no budget for summons, no cooldown for summons, no strategic cost summons, no, no! Fuck you. Ow. I think those things genuinely do one jump attack, like I said. That's interesting. Yeah, Echoes of Wisdom has interesting ideas on the surface of it at the beginning, and then it never follows through with actually turning those into an interesting system of mechanics. Just completely falls flat on its face, while also not being a good Zelda game. So it just really fails at everything. But it's been dubious if the last several Zelda games have been good Zelda games at all. We live in a timeline where once upon a time Skyward Sword was hated as like this huge downfall of Zelda, but if you liked what Zelda was up to that point, which you presumably did if you were playing Zelda and criticizing Zelda and thought this game was a bad Zelda or whatever, by comparison now you can almost celebrate Skyward Sword as like the last real Zelda game, because they've refused to make another one ever since. That's kind of sad if you like them. Okay, I've made it hard for myself to reach this anchor, and I need to keep an eye on it because it might be hard to get enough to be able to jump, and I would like to avoid ever struggling to jump. Granted, we're going towards a plot destination, so it might be hard. Plot destinations especially might be basically guaranteed to give you enough anchor points to jump. Well, this tunnel is unhelpful, isn't it? That's a sharp ridge. It might technically be climbable, maybe over around this angle, but it's not good. But yeah, they have not made a game with the Zelda formula since Skyward Sword. Some people would count A Link Between Worlds, but I think A Link Between Worlds also betrays the Zelda formula and gives up on it in a pretty major way. But that's a topic for a video I'd like to make. Ow. I think it's on me. Uh-oh. Go away. Go away. Go away. Go away. Oh, it sucks here. Okay, knock down this maybe? Ow! Oh, it sucks here, and it's also spawning those guys, and those guys are also electrified. And I'm in a storm now? What kind of storm? A windstorm? Okay. Please stop zooming out. Oh, I think that's a thought I had earlier, and I forgot to finish it, was that I think I keep accidentally zooming this in because I do the leave window input. Ah! Ah! But then before it finishes the animation of leaving it, I think I start accelerating, and the accelerator's the same button for zooming in, is my best explanation for that. Okay, it's high winds, I'm on a steep hill, and I'm being electrocuted to death. So I'm having a great day. How about you? How are the kids? Electrified? Oh. To shreds, you say? Uh-huh. Oh, fucker. I just wanna hop out and use some putty, man. Okay, this is not currently electrified. This... Oh, I'm so done with electric zones. I'm so done with these places. They suck. What do you mean the X is to the south? That's not what the map is shaped like. I'm going the wrong way. Okay, whatever. I'm gonna loot these houses, I guess, because I'm here. I was subconsciously heading north because the map of this region is me going north. But apparently, my destination... Oh, it's a big one. But apparently my destination's to the south. I'm so done with electrical regions. These places fucking suck. They're miserable. It really blows, man. Like, these fuckers... It's the roaming electricity things. The bunnies are annoying, but at least they're more sparse. But these, what? That's clipping. That's clipping big. Oh, gas, though. But, like, the fucking roaming electrical guy is so oppressive and so annoying. And just difficult to deal with because he... I don't know why I'm the way that we flexibly gender things. But, like, it just keeps moving and hunting things down, and it has a really wide range it'll navigate. So it can really... It can become a problem even when you feel like you parked nowhere near the problem. Like, it'll just come back and find you. And that's just really rough. But also it's just hard to fight. So you can hit these pylons, but like I don't think I can functionally get rid of the actual problem reasonably. Is this a it's disabled. Do I have electrician's kits? I don't. I just have a bunch of mechanics kits. Can I make electrician's kits? Yes. No! And then that thing's roaming over here. God damn it. Man, I just got to a place that's likely to have stuff. It's fine. This thing usually takes a long time to become a problem. And I'm currently here. But my exit is to the south, which is bad. And also that thing might start beating up my car. I really wish that there was a loot all button in this game. You click right stick to loot all resources, but then there's other stuff that isn't resources, and that stuff doesn't auto-loot. That's just needlessly... Can I have another button that loots all? In most cases, I would just want to loot all. I usually don't want to filter for just resources. I only really filter for just resources when, Are we good in here? Ow. Ow. Jesus. I think that one of the roaming guys is around here. I can't even see what the damage source is. I guess it may have just blown up. Ah! Yeah? I'm not touching that one. That's covered in electricity. Jeez, man. Go away. I don't think it can come in. I'm not really saw blading anything right now. I think the stuff that I want is mostly stuff I can just pick up by hand from bags. But also with saw blade will just take me longer. I'm picking up a fraction of what's in here, and I just lost my crowbar. I'm just doing the sweep because there's just so much bags and boxes full of stuff, and I do not want to abandon them right when I get here. But I'm gonna have to leave behind the plasma, I think. That's too much of a commitment right now. My car is still here. I was nervous when I looked in the top corner and the indicator of how far away the car was just wasn't there. But I think that's just because it doesn't normally always say where it is. Pry bar. Three electrician's kits. Okay, we're getting the fuck out of here. Which is that I have to go down here. Okay, so it's up there. It's coming from behind me. And swooping me towards the location. Okay, I'm gonna get out and get my plasmas. I'm reassured right now. I can get away with a little bit more, especially if these things don't actively pursue me. It's a slow-moving bar coming from that direction. I can get my plasmas. It is over there, though, looming. So that's upsetting to me. I am shocked my car has not gotten beaten up yet. Is it just those ones? That guy's still there being a dick. No. No, not that. Not looking great. But I can beat you up. Okay, better. Make this worth my while. Why, it's empty. Oh, come on. Even the good one is doesn't have shit in it. Alright. Whatever, we're getting out of here. Ah! Okay, and put you down there, and put it up. Let's get our asses out of here. Not a bad chance to get a few bulbs. I'm leery about using a vacuum when I ran out of vacuums last time. Chumpky device. It's big chumpky. Alright. What is the smart way to get back? I don't know if there is one. There's a tunnel. We're taking tunnel. I might scavenge more, but we want to be way ahead of the wall. Battle Royale's giving us a contracting circle is one of the best inventions of the entire genre. And it getting cross appeal with other genres has also been like a very cool, clever thing to see play out. Like there's just a lot of I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. They put a fucking crashed satellite right there on the edge of the map, but it's literally on the side of a mountain, so it doesn't look that far away, but it would be a pain in the ass to get there. And I don't want to park and by the time I get there, I'll be parking my car in the bad. And I don't want to do that. But I do like Battle Royale closing circles because they're such a clearly communicated mechanic that immediately communicates stakes. And really, like, I like games that have very clear stakes and escalation and costs and risks and so on, and you still have like uncertain decisions to make in the moment, but communicating very clearly what that stuff is means that you are making a much more clear decision. Even if it's still an up in the air thing, it means you know what you're reacting to, and you know what the risks are, and it makes the emotional response, your emotional decision, more satisfying because you at least know what you're dealing with. Where a lot of games obfuscate things with so many levels of complexity that it can be difficult to even really be sure what the decision is you're making, and you kind of just throw your hands up in the air and go fuck it. And also, do not give... I can be guilty of this too sometimes, but do not give Fortnite... Uh-oh. No. No. Do not drive into the... Thank you. No. Goddamn left, right. Nope. Stop. Don't give Fortnite credit for it. It did not invent anything. I will die mad that Fortnite is a success. The only salve really is that with furry stuff, I get to see a bunch of Art of Wendell, which is just like, it is fun sometimes that the game functionally creates new OCs for people to have fun with, as a weird byproduct of its skin market. That's roaming. This whole zone's bad. I don't want to scavenge here. It's just so much light, so much electricity, and I'm going the wrong way. Yeah, the roaming electrical thing and all of the poison. Am I even in the poison right now? Yeah, my car's freaking out. Dude, this place is so overgrown I can't see where the road is. Going the wrong way again. Okay, I'm just ass backwards about this whole little spot. I guess I got drawn to the building and wanted to pursue that, but it was so off base from where I was even trying to go. Ah, yeah, that'll fuck your bumper up. The electricity. It's just such an aggressive zone when the electricity stuff is fully in play. Okay, we're here. I can do some repairs before I go into the even worse zone, where I then will be trying to grab as many anchors as I can under the time limit. I think it's beyond the wall, isn't it? Into the level 2 zone. Alright, let's putty it up. Yeah, Fortnite is such a blowaway success that people rewrite history and forget that PUBG was also a massive success before Fortnite. It was like an inescapable all the time. Like, you were hearing about PUBG non-stop for like a year or two. It was such a chart topper all the time. And even that wasn't necessarily the original at a lot of its ideas. But Fortnite has been such a big success since then that people like blew everything away. I'll always be mad about Fortnite because I was looking forward to Fortnite for years. Like, I was one of the people that was actually looking forward to it during its development hell. And then it came out and it was terrible. It was a terrible video game. It had no original ideas, and it gave up on the original thing that made its trailer interesting, which is that the original trailer promised a day-night cycle survival multiplayer game. So I was like, oh yay, because around that time Minecraft was relatively popular. I mean, it still is, but Minecraft was like having its big wave back then, back in like 2013, because Fortnite was announced a billion years ago. And I was really excited about seeing how it would play out then, because I thought it was going to deliver on what Minecraft doesn't, which is that when you first play Minecraft, you probably will have a relatively cool emergent gameplay experience where you are discovering how the crafting system works and how what the world looks like and what the monsters are like. If you haven't watched a billion videos about it or whatever, like back then you would probably play it blind because it was new. And right when you're getting into the gameplay loop of figuring out what the game kind of feels like, oh, I made a crafting bench. Whoa, I beat up a tree and made wood and made a crafting bench. And now I'm making planks. Oh, I have a pickaxe. You'd be like so early in the process at that point. But then the sun would go down, and you're like, I can't see shit, and suddenly monsters are spawning everywhere, and you might dig a hole and try to hide inside of a cave or something, and close the door by placing blocks. Like, I'm smart. What do I do now? I guess I just wait here for 10 minutes, or however long the nighttime takes to go away. And then a creeper probably spawns in the dark with you, because you don't have light in there, because you don't know about the rules of creepers yet, and you get scared and you get surprised by creepers. I had like a little hollowed out mountain I had like a hill, like a mesa that was sticking up, and it had resources that seemed useful, and so I kind of made a little cave in there, and then the night fell, and I closed the door in fear, and then creepers spawned, and they blew up everything. And when you go back, there's like a giant multi-cratered nightmare mesa with multiple holes poked in the sides from all the explosions, and it just had gone hilariously wrong. And that was a cool, memorable experience that I'm still talking about like 12 years later. But once you get into Minecraft, you're like, oh, well, the scavenging and combat isn't that interesting. Monsters aren't really a long-term concern. You're just like, there's monsters. You know, it's part of the game. It's part of the charm of the game. But the promise of a little survival horror experience, not really a promise, but the survival horror experience you accidentally have at the beginning of the game never comes back, really. Except for some cases where you go really deep into certain caves that are naturally formed, and you get really lost in them, and you have really good stuff in your inventory, and you don't know how you're gonna get it back. And those can be spooky. They're gonna be stakes, but not quite that. So when I saw the trailer for Fortnite in like 2013, and it was like 4 characters grabbing stop signs and other scavenge stuff, and they're like pushing it down the road in like a shopping cart or something that also looks like it's modified for defenses, and they push it past a shitty little fence, like a chain link fence on wheels, and they load up their stuff into their base and work on their base, and then the sun goes down, and like, here we go, we'll defend ourselves now. But right when it's time to actually defend themselves, like the fence, like the gate gets stuck and they struggle to close it, and then the generator runs out of fuel and the lights go out right when all the zombies are spawning and coming in. You're like, oh no, things are going wrong, they didn't have enough fuel, their gate's damaged, they didn't prepare correctly, they're all gonna die. So I thought it was gonna be a really cool thing where you have a day-night cycle where during the day you and your friends collect a bunch of cool stuff and like build up a base and hope it'll be enough, and then at night everything goes wrong and comes after you. A bit like the game, we now have the game Darkwood that captures a lot of that vibe, except in single player and way more horror oriented. But that game's terrifying with the way that it does that stuff. And games have done that stuff since. But Fortnite promised that with its trailer, then would proceed to take like 9 years to come out, to the point where the running joke was at every E3 or every PAX was about how Fortnite still hasn't come out. And this is all forgotten history because its current popularity has completely eclipsed its entire history before it was popular, and no one remembers any of this stuff except for people like me, I guess. But when Fortnite came out, it was just Orcs Must Die, but really bad. Like, Orcs Must Die is an indie series, so it should not be hard for Epic, the creators of Gears of War, and to make Orcs Must Die, if that's really what they wanted to do with their whole hearts. But Orcs Must Die is very different from the thing I just described, that day-night cycle and everything. It's just a wave-based survival game where you place a bunch of traps and walls to try to, like, because like Orcs Must Die's DNA is being a refreshing remix of the idea of a tower defense game, which is fundamentally different from what I was just describing about the Minecraft gameplay loop and iterating on what its potential was. So I didn't get a thing even resembling. I got a thing that didn't even slightly resemble what I was looking forward to for almost a decade, and then what I did get heavily resembled Orcs Must Die, but it was terrible. Like, the gameplay was terrible, the traps were terrible, it was so full of microtransactions and stupid progression systems and temporary stuff that breaks and all this other garbage and all this inertia. But then like the actual process of like we played a bunch of it, and like almost it was hard to even get the traps to be relevant because you and your friends would just shoot everything to death like a normal shooter. Like, the building was irrelevant too. It was just like, maybe it gets better when you play it for dozens of hours, but it was a terrible on-ramping. The levels weren't good. And after a while, I just gave up like 10 hours in. It never became fun. Then they just stole PUBG. And it was, when I played it, I played the Fortnite Battle Royale beta the first day it came out, and I laughed at it because it was just PUBG. They took the same interface elements from PUBG, the same closing zone, the same, like, the map, the compass on the screen. Every single element was just the same interface elements in the same locations in the same style as PUBG, but they just left the building mechanics in too from the other mode that was bad too. And I'm like, this is just, it's just PUBG. And it didn't have any of the modern skins or overall build-up or so on. It was just a really embarrassing clone of PUBG, but because it had a cartoony aesthetic, and because it was free, it got really popular with kids, regardless of quality. And then they got more money than God, and now it's like this nightmare empire. And just to piss me off specifically, they went on to buy Harmonix, and I'm a huge fan of the Rock Band series. I will never get another Rock Band game ever again because Epic owns them and are using them to both make a weird, shitty version of Rock Band in their game, and to Like, I almost certainly they're being used to help work on those like live concerts things, like the Marshmallow concert, instead of like making their own things. And they absorbed the Rocket League people. They just keep absorbing other developers that had a more interesting identity and making them work on Fortnite to graft more features onto Fortnite forever. And I'm like, man, this game pisses me off. Like, its existence pisses me off because it disappointed me so many times in so many ways. It kept inventing new ways to disappoint me, and now it's the leading influence in why multiplayer games are full of the most insufferable progression and monetization structures known to man. Like, the battle pass is a bad thing that shouldn't be in video games. It's full of both. It's DLC that you pay for, but then you have to work to actually have. You don't get to keep it. And it has FOMO mechanics. So if you don't buy the DLC within this time limit, it goes away forever. But also if you buy it and don't play the game enough, it goes away forever and you don't even get to have the thing you paid for. That's fucked up. No one should support that system or ever buy that system. That's deeply, at the very least, games like Dead or Alive are honest. They're like, here's 20 skins that cost $10 or $20 as a pack or whatever. Buy all of them in a big bundle, and then, wow, you got the skins you paid for. That used to be what cosmetic DLC looked like, but now they're like, what if we obfuscate it? And like, loot boxes were bad, but battle passes are fucked up. And then on top of that, there's a FOMO store, which is that they have a store where there's like 6 items for sale every day. And if you don't buy them that day, they just go away. And it's like, maybe they'll come back next week. Maybe they'll come back in 6 months. Maybe they'll never show up again. It's complete. They refuse to tell you how it'll work. And so because of that, there's a FOMO, the fear of missing out, where you're like, I gotta buy it now. It might go away forever. And so every single part of the monetization strategy of Fortnite is openly manipulative and predatory in a way that fucks with your psychology to get you to spend more money. And that all sucks. It's dishonest. It's gross. And I hate that gamers are okay with it. Because we used to be mad about horse armor in Oblivion. The fact that they tried to sell you a cosmetic horse armor for your horses and it was like too expensive. And there was the idea like, even selling that instead of it being just a free bonus was once upon a time egregious, but the fact that they charged so much for it was also egregious. And that used to be a thing that people were mad about. Nowadays, I don't even recognize video games. All online live service multiplayer video games have the most disgusting business practices known to man, and it deeply pisses me off. And everyone's cool with them, and they like celebrate them, like, yay, new battle pass. I'm like, what the fuck? In no universe should Fortnite ever get $300 out of you. It's one video game, and it's not even a very good one, but whatever. This became a podcast topic, so here we are. Hope you enjoyed my fucking TED Talk. This rant happens once every 3 months when it bursts out of me again. I'm so mad that that game exists in that form. And whatever. I'm not a stick in the mud. So with me and my friends, if we're like, yeah, let's play Fortnite today, I'll like maybe someday in the future I'll play it again, just to like do it as background noise. But I do not respect that game, and I think it's bad for the industry. And I think that it actively, and it's not even just bad in its own, but it is bad for the industry because it influences other games to be like that. Halo Infinite has Fortnite, has the Fortnite FOMO store. A lot of games have the battle pass, like fucking everything about Marvel Rivals is just the same monetization strategies as Fortnite, except the one caveat is that if you buy a battle pass, it never runs out, so you can make progress on it forever instead of it just fucking you over and be like, you didn't play enough this month, so your money, we're just gonna take your money and not give you what you paid for. And it even like influences games like Overwatch to change monetization strategies midstream and become Fortnite. So that game has a rotating item shop and a battle passes now when it didn't before, and it wasn't doing great before because it already had loot boxes. But that's so much worse. That's so much worse than loot boxes. At least loot boxes, and I don't like them either because they're gambling. But at least loot boxes were like, okay, you earn them for free or you buy them, and they give you. They always have a chance of giving you items from this giant pool of stuff that loot boxes can give you. And at least the core pool of items was like a static, unchanging, and continuously growing pool of items you could earn. And that was at least better. It was much worse than just having cosmetic DLC. They try to trick you into spending more money by making it harder to get the thing you actually want. Because they could just give you the thing you want for $5. But they always have to be fucky with it and not just give you a catalog. And what pisses me off is that when people look on Steam and they see a game that has a bunch of DLC and it's cosmetics and stuff, like here's all your trains and Train Simulator, here's all your skins in Dead or Alive, people complain that that game is quote-unquote expensive because they see the total price of all the DLC together and it's like, $400, what a crazy evil game. And then that game gets overwhelmingly negative reviews on Steam. But every popular multiplayer game does that, but worse and more dishonestly, and they expect you to spend more money to not get what you want instead of just letting you buy the things a la carte like those games do. Gamers are stupid, is my takeaway. That's my rant, and I'm sorry if you feel included in that, but also maybe you are included in that. But if you've ever left a negative review on a game for having too much DLC, when it's optional DLC and cosmetics, and you act like that's the quote-unquote price of the game, but then you support free-to-play games or even paid games that have these monetization strategies in them, you're a hypocrite. And you've been tricked by the funny loot box or battle pass and the obfuscation tactics, which are openly manipulating you, which I can't completely blame you for, but you falling for this stuff is making the industry worse, and that pisses me off. Anyway, Pacific Drive. Okie dokie. So we're going up to the horrible place? Yeah, so it's time for me to go to... Ooh, okay. Yeah, so this is the place that just... No, it doesn't just suck. Wow, I identified everything. Ah... Damn it. I just had the thought when I was looting that truck that I'm like, this looks like a different truck than the other type. I should scan this. And then I just didn't scan it. And it's like, fucking, it's not known now. Wow, the zone I was just in has 2 things I've never scanned. The place I'm going into, I've scanned everything. That's kind of wild. Unstable anchor? Does that count as an anomaly? No, so stable anchors also count, I guess, so I guess so. I wonder if the places I've been to... Oh yeah, corrupted anchors. So that place just has corrupted anchors then and no unstable anchors? Or does it just not show both if they're both there? I don't know. It is wild to see that everything here is scanned, but I need to scan a lizard? Apparently? And that other truck, that's the one I also didn't scan here, I guess. I'm surprised that there's still stuff I haven't scanned in old zones. It must be something that I've just gotten used to, and I don't question it as being new, and I don't realize it's not scanned, and there's not much of a reminder in the game. Okay, so my goal is to get out of here before my fuel evaporates, which will be encouraged by the swift storm, but I also want to get as much sap and tree candy and coral and eggs as possible. Those 4 things, which is 3 vacuum items and a non-vacuum item, but I still don't have a thermal vacuum, so I probably can't farm them in the quantities that is actually efficient, and that's a limitation I have because I don't have the sap to make a thermal vacuum. So if when I have a thermal vacuum, these might be easier to farm, but I need them in order to I just need them in general. Those 4 things a lot. So I don't know. We'll make risky decisions here. I'll try not to use up all my fuel, and hope for the best. The good news is last time I did use up, I was about to run out of my other fuel, but I did still have, okay, that's not that good of news. I did technically still have my fuel tank in my trunk, but that one's very small, so not that great. Anyway, let's make some risky decisions. I have farming I want to do, but I also don't want to run out of fuel suddenly. I'm really nervous about how low it was last time, while not having a great idea of the rate at which it got that low and how that worked. I feel like it's been a while since I've been on that kind of rant in the middle of a playthrough. Loading screens facilitated a little bit where I just can take a break and just be like, alright, let's just get this out now before I get back to the gameplay. Because then it's skippable for people who don't want to deal with it. But I imagine on some level it's mixed, where it's like some people are like, I can't stand this shit, I hate when he's like this, and other people are like, I've missed this, waiting for moments like this. Because the more gameplay focused I am, the less there are like discussions and side topics and talking about things, and that's often why people watch things. It's often why I like doing things with a second person, because you bring conversation out of people. And also, if you talk about something with your friend, you feel less insane going on about something. Uh-oh. Man, well, at least my parking brake is enabled. I see the pneuma tube over here. God, there's a few of them around here. Let's get done with this long straightaway. We're pretty high up, so I think a lot of the stuff that I hope to find isn't even around here. But we'll see. I wish I knew for sure whether or not the gas goes away while you're not driving. Because the suggestion that it's evaporating is terrifying. But you would think that it's not doing that, because it says that it just means, it says that your gas is just used faster, which is different. Oh god. Okay, let's just go this way. It's a shortcut, it'll use less gas. I do feel like I can actively see my gas. I don't love that I feel like I can look at my gas meter and actually tell the rate at which it's going down. Okay, fuck, the siren's already starting. The smart thing is probably to try to skip all the way down to swamp level, which seems to be the height at which the... Because this is a crazy, long, winding, mountainous road, which isn't very productive for me right now. Oh god, stop swerving. Just go straight down, please. Whereas, like, I don't know about sap, but the other things I feel like I've largely seen at swamp level, which could be a bias brought on by the fact that this level is mostly swamp level anyway. But I do feel like maybe I need to be at that height to actually get what I want for the most part. Oh, I should not have braked. Okay, yeah, accelerate. Alright, so let's skip to the bottom of the path without doing the long way down. Alright, this is also acid, right? There. So now I'm in a better spot to actually finish the level. And now if I find stuff, I can hopefully investigate a bit better. Uh-oh. No. Uh-oh. Could you not perfectly flip over? Is this guy gonna save me? No, he's not. Oh, that's not a tow truck. That's the Goopy Goops, which is bad. Oh, there goes some electricity for me. This... Oh, God. I also don't know if that can cost me any gas, or if it only costs you electricity. And they promised me resources in here, and I really want to capitalize on that, but I don't know where to search. And I don't think the resource finder is a thing I have yet. It's like a thing that was potentially coming my way. Oh god. Okay. Oh, wow, it's really accelerating. No. Oh, I somehow turned that off. Okay. Was acid hurt here? Oh, I thought this was the acid's bad zone. Maybe not. All of it's gone? Come on, man. I don't know why this stuff's like weirdly hard to suck up. There's another one of the things I want. Hot dust. Can I retrieve these by hand or something? Yeah, you need the thermal vacuum to even get the neon reef. It just won't come off. Assuming... I don't know if you can get the purple stuff, but that's just also here separately. Did I already farm? Is that how it works? Did I already farm each node and they just kind of like come in and out of existence, but once you farm each one, they're gone? That would make sense. The way that it was being presented almost made it feel like it was renewable. And there's a cloud coming my way. That will be much worse. Oh, there's eggs over here. And it's a radiation zone. I can technically park here, right? This isn't acid. I mixed it up with the other zone that's going to be acid or was acid. I don't remember if it's past or future tense. I'll tank the damage because I need this stuff. Even if I can never remember which thing I needed for what. I'd go around it. No, don't touch it. No. Please grab it. Okay. It's about to get worse here. I think the acid expanded onto my thing. No. My car. That was very rude of you, Level. Oh, not the abductor. This is the aggressive abductor's level, right? Still got other stuff. Okay. Anything here? Bulbs, I guess. Anything actually good? Wow, there's a lot of radiation. Okay. So down there is the exit. I am seeing nothing promising around here. Okay, the cloud's not coming here, it looks like. I can afford to go a little bit more down this road. And we got 3.6, so I have enough to escape with. I don't know if I want to try to make it all the way down that road to the opposite spot. Hello. I do not want to drive into that mess, but I do want what's in here. And hope that it doesn't kill me directly. I want all the anchors I can get, but right, I don't like how far down in the other direction the other anchor is, with how precarious this road is with a lot of stuff that can fuck you up. Leave me alone. I've specifically not surfaced any of the stuff you normally steal from me. I would like them to go away. Damn, there's a lot of stuff I want to get here, and I don't want the vacuum to get stolen from me. This feels like I'm going to be in trouble. Ow. So this stuff really hurts. I think the idea is that radiation is just additive, so all the different radiation things that are happening at me are all happening on top of each other and making it worse. Come on, why is it so hard to get? Ow. This is also still radiation, I'm still dying. Great. Okay, now I'm safe for the moment. Is that a power source? Yep. I'm not seeing the yellow wall yet. It's way out there. Okay. This is a decent haul for a lot of the things I want. Just have to hope I don't suddenly die. Do I have food on me? No. Currently fairly vulnerable. I don't know what makes them disappear. Do they just... I don't know if they spawn and disappear on a timer. Or if they are scared off by proximity or activity. It's so annoying that they disappear like right when I'm trying to get them usually. This place is so resource rich though. I just really wish I was getting... Come on, man. I just really wish that I was getting, sap. This should be eggs. Hopefully not radiation. I don't like that I can't see the stuff anymore. Okay, those are just bushes. I think I'm gonna head back after this. There's more distance. Okay, that's bad. What the fuck? That scared me. No, leave me alone. Go with me. Okay, I'm close to dying. Oh my god, is he aggro on me? He like really homed in on me and I'm like, what? I don't even have a thing out for you to grab. They're just gonna grab me. We're gonna try to run back without touching any of the radiation on the way. Unfortunately I didn't find any sap, but ugh. Are there visitors? I think I just saw like one of the things get thrown at me. That's the stuff that really fucked me up. I really wish I found sap, but no luck. We got a lot of our eggs and swamp coral. No tree candy or sap. It is hard to heal yourself if you don't have an actual med kit. Oh wait, I can probably craft one. Yes. All that duct tape. No, get out. There you go. I gotta remember that I can just craft this stuff. Admittedly, duct tape is not a thing I have a ton of at the moment. In fact, I just used all of it. Okay. It's getting close, but it's not actually here yet. I can take a leisurely drive down the exit road and see if there's anything there. And hopefully don't touch this flying boundary. I don't know what its hitbox is. Oh, these things are gonna make me fly too. No? Speaking of Orcs Must Die, this game feels like Orcs Must Die sometimes. It feels like you're trying to drive through somebody's Orcs Must Die level. And it's full of their weird traps. This is a pretty similar level of like wacky gimmickiness to it all. Okay, let's throw some putty on things. I've largely made it out. Left and right doors, back door, both headlights, and I think you? Yes, the side battery. Oops, that's not you. It's the bumper, isn't it? Which appears to also be disabled. Worn out, fix none. You just have old pieces that suck at some point? That's mean. Gas cap's not great. You know, let's get out of this horrible zone. I do feel like it maybe was still using my gas when I wasn't driving. I'm not sure. I'd like to look around more. I want to look around more because it's a high resource yield location, but I must have hit the bumper. I want to look around more, but I also don't want to run out of gas. I need to do story stuff here. I can scavenge some gas here, but probably not enough. It makes me tempted to get those, like, ways of getting... There's ways of getting more gas and ways of getting more, battery by putting certain things in your car and to regenerate it. It's just really unclear what the rate of regeneration is, and also how often the conditions even trigger that cause the effect you want. So that's rough.